Okay, my friends, Ruben Obed here, transmitting live, and I'm bringing this video because this is something that I figured out recently, and I'm thinking maybe some people have the same issue. The issue is that I have on my battery bank system, I have three different types of chargers, including the solar panels, but I've noticed a big difference in my chargers, and I wanted to make this aware to people because I don't want people to be thinking that their chargers are damaged. Like I was thinking. I'll give you an example. All right. Now this is my power system. Okay. See, these are my 6 batteries, and I have my MPP charge controller. But right here, this is the Schumacher battery chargers. It's 40 amp. But the curious thing with this one, right now it just finished charging, so it's still at 95%. But what happens with this charger in particular, once it's done and it reaches 100%, the charge maintaining light will turn on. Now what'll happen is, once that light turns on, it doesn't stay at a 13.4 or 13.6 like many other chargers. So what it does is starts blinking a green light, but basically the float the when you look at the batteries, you're gonna see, very commonly 12.8, 13 volts. You know, the same happens with this one. This is the CarQuest. That right now it's saying full. So it's kind of like a bad thing. But if you notice right here on the voltage, it's at 12.8, 12.7. See, a lot of chargers, they float at 13.5, 13.6, but this charger is hooked up to this battery, and if as you can see, it says full, but it's at 12.8. You know what I'm saying? So now, if we come over here, and I'll show you the difference here. Now, this charger, this one's made by Harbor Freight's Viking, but if you notice, that one is at 13.6. See, this model in particular floats at 13.6 constantly. You can see there the light is green, so that means that it's already finished charging. When it's charging, it turns red. So if you're fluctuating between 13.6, 13.7, it's got that float thing going. And that's the difference between some chargers. So if you see that your charger doesn't stay at a 13.6 like that Viking one, see that Viking from Harbor Freight, I have it charging this one is actually a car battery. You know what I mean? I have it charging that. So, but if you look at this charger here, okay, it's totally full, but it's at 12.8. I personally, that is a CarQuest charger. And if you come here to this one, well, it's still at 95%, so I'm still waiting for it. But this one the light will start flashing green. Right now, if you can see, that's another thing about this big charger in particular. If you notice, look at the voltage, 15.5. You know what I mean? So if you buy one of these Schumachers, don't be surprised if it ends up putting 15.5 volts. Because it does sound a little bit high. And that's the whole thing with these chargers. That every charger seems to have some kind of a different algorithm or a different way of going about their charging process. So if you have the Schumacher charger, if you have that, okay, if you get one of these, you could get those at Advanced Auto Parts, and you'll notice that these will take it all the way up to 15.5. These are great chargers. And but when it finishes, the little green light will start flashing, but your voltage, when you see it on your readout, it's not going to give you 13.6. The same goes for these CarQuest chargers. Right now it says full, and it's been like that for a while, but look at the voltage, 12.8. So, what these two models in particular seem to do is they charge and they go on float for a little bit, then they kind of shut off and stay kind of like on a standby mode, you know. And that's how these, those two chargers seem to be operating. But if you go to the Harbor Freight one, okay, the Harbor Freight charger, the Viking, you know, and you'll see there, that one floats at 13.6, you know. So these are really good chargers too. I have no complaints with these chargers. All of them are very good. All of them do their job. But you have to know these differences, because a lot of times you get used to the way one charger operates, and then you buy a different charger or different from a different company, and you notice some discrepancies, and then you say to yourself, "Damn, is my charger bad? Did I get a defective unit?" And it's not that. Some chargers will stay on float at 13.5, 13.6. Other, and have more of an active role, like the Viking from Harbor Freights. But other chargers like the CarQuest and the Schumacher, they take more of, I would say, like a passive role, and once it's full, they float for a little bit. They kind of go on standby mode, and if they notice that the voltage goes down, then they kick in and maintain. So I guess those are just two things that you guys should keep in mind when you're purchasing battery chargers, or charging your battery bank. So here's a little view again of my battery system. Got an MPPT charge controller. There's the M50. The solar panels, they're at 20.4 volts, because there's really no there's no load and nothing. Batteries are fully topped off. Right now it's at 15.5. That's the Schumacher, and it's not putting any amperage. So pretty soon it'll just shut off, And so basically that's my little system right there, guys. But like I said, keep your eyes out for these chargers, because a lot of them work differently, and you might get a little confused and think that you bought a bad unit when in fact you didn't. So, all right, hope this was informative. Take care.